Hey guys, welcome back to Medical Coding with Blue. Today's episode is all about continuing education units. If you are brand new to my channel, welcome. I am Blue, I'm a medical coder. I will start off by saying this. When I was doing the research for today's show, just the amount of information alone from each association is enough to make its own episode per association. Because today's episode was inspired by a viewer comment and she is going to be sitting for her CPC exam, I am going to be talking about AAPC's policies about continuing education units. I will say that first. I'm going to read her comment and then I'm going to be answering the questions from the website. This is a thing, guys. When you are asking specific questions about an association, whether it is with AAPC, the American Academy of Professional Coders, or AHIMA, the American Health Information Management Association, these questions can be answered by going directly to the website. A lot of people will ask me, well, how much is this and how much is this? Guys, go to the website, because I'm not even affiliated with AAPC yet. I talk about them a lot on my channel because they are one of the two major medical coding association powerhouses, all right? And so I don't mind sharing this information because I know not everybody is going to be an AHIMA member, or not everybody's going to take an exam with AHIMA. I am certified with AHIMA. Like I said, I will share this information about AAPC, even though I'm not with them, because I think it's only fair. People need to have the choice to be able to decide whichever association is best for them, because both associations have their own policies and their own rules. Sometimes it just fits better for different personalities to go with a certain association. So that is why I say I don't judge anybody for being with AHIMA or AAPC, because I believe we're all coders. There's enough negativity in the industry and there's enough negativity in the world that we don't have to be judging each other just because we're with this association or that association. I'm just saying. So I'm willing to help out everybody. So AHIMA or AAPC. Like I said, I am thinking I should probably do a separate episode for AHIMA's continuing education unit policy, because like I said, all the information is so different, but yet some of the policies are the same. I will say this. Both of these associations have a policy about, people are asking, if I earned continuing education units, can I report them even though I don't have my certification yet? When I get it, can I report it then? No. If it was earned before you got your certification, it does not count. It does not matter if it was earned in the same year that you got your certification. If you earned it before, this counts it out, okay? And that is true with both associations. So continuing education units must be earned from the time that you have gotten your certification to the end of your 2-year cycle, okay? Both associations have a 2-year cycle where you have 2 years to earn all the continuing education units that you need in order to maintain your credential. If you do not, you run the risk of losing your credential and getting it revoked because you did not fulfill the continuing education units in order to maintain this credential. All medical coding credentials require continuing education units. So it is very important, so that you don't lose your credential, that you know when you are supposed to report, and it will tell you on the websites, okay? Know when you are supposed to report. Stay on top of your continuing education units. And I'm going to talk about some other places where you can find continuing education units. But stay on top of that, guys, because it is your responsibility to do so, all right? This is your baby. You've got to be able to stay on top of it, and you have got to be able to maintain it so that you don't lose it, because you certainly don't want to go through all that all over again if you're not gaining another credential, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and read the viewer's comment. Thank you so much to the viewer who commented this, and let's get started. All right. So she says, my first question is with continuing education classes. I am enrolled in the CPC program, and once I pass the exam, how soon do I complete continuing education classes? And is there a certain amount of classes that have to be taken? Where do I look for the classes? Is there a particular website? Going directly to the association that you are certified through is the start. Because I'm going to be leaving the direct link for this FAQ page on the AAPC website that I'm reading from. I'm going to leave it in the description box below, guys. Please look at it, check it out, know how many that you need. So it says here, let's start with what is a CEU. And it says continuing education units are required for certified coders to show that they are staying current on coding information. This is why when you earn in excess of the amount of credential, the amount of CEUs that you need, this is why it does not roll over into your next reporting period, because all of the continuing education units have to be current. Yes, there's going to be times when you are going to earn more than you need, right? And when that happens, that's fine. Just go ahead and still report them or keep the certificates, so that way you have your proof just in case you need to be able to show that you did those classes. So it's very important about that. Get yourself a folder, okay? And don't lose that folder. All right, and it says, what are the minimum amounts of CEUs I need to earn? The number of CEUs required is based on the number of certifications an individual has earned. Again, this is with AAPC, okay? AHIMA is different, and I will do a separate one for AHIMA, okay? The number of certifications, if you have one certification, it is 36 continuing education units required every 2 years. If you are a CIRCC, I think that's interventional radiology, 16 must be related to interventional radiology and cardiovascular coding. So of all of the continuing education unit classes that you're going to be taking, you want to make sure that 16 of those are related, specifically if you have that CIRCC credential, okay? If you have the CPMA, 16 of those must be related to auditing. If you have the CPCO, 16 of those must be related to compliance. If you have the CPPM, 16 of those must be related to practice management. And if it is a specialty credential, 8 must be specialty specific. Now, AAPC does love their specialty credentials. So make sure if you have one of those and you want to maintain it, that you are following the rules. And if you have a specialty, that 8 of those are specific to that specialty. Okay, if you have 2 certifications with AAPC, it's 40 continuing education units every 2 years. 3 certifications is 44 continuing education units every 2 years. 4 certifications is 48 continuing education units. And 5 or more certifications is 52 continuing education units every 2 years. 52. Sometimes your employer will provide you with continuing education unit classes opportunities. So sometimes it is included as a benefit of employment. I am fortunate enough to have this at my workplace, but not all workplaces are like this. So sometimes you're going to have to come out of pocket for these continuing education units, guys. This is why I'm telling you, when you're getting your certification and you want to start adding on all of these other credentials and things like that, and maybe sometimes the instructors are really kind of encouraging you or pushing you and saying, well, it's going to make you look good, you're going to be able to earn more money. When you are looking at these job postings, oftentimes they're asking for 1 credential. And the employers, they like the CCS with AHIMA. They like the CCSP, also with AHIMA. They like the CCA, also with AHIMA. And they like the CPC with AAPC. So those are the 4 most popular ones. When you start getting into these other specialty credentials, that's when you're not going to see them required as often. I personally have not seen the specialty credentials when it comes to like all these other ones. I have not seen employers asking for those. I've done plenty of job listing reviews to know this, okay? I'm looking for what they are looking for so that I can pass this on to you guys. So think carefully when you are out there and you're trying to get started in the field. My strongest recommendation is to wait until you've had experience. and only add on credentials that are going to enhance what you have learned already, what you have experienced in, and what you have experience in. All right. So you don't want to be just adding on credentials willy-nilly. Okay. Billing certifications are one of the ones that I tell people don't get, because of the simple fact that employers are not asking for billing people to be certified. And if you're saying, well, I just want to get trained, that's all well and good, but a lot of times you're going to get trained on the job, especially when it comes to billing. I'm just putting that out there, okay? So yes, that's that information on that. And then, let's see, what else do they have here? May I have an extension to submit my CEUs? Please note that AAPC will charge a $50 fee for CEU extensions. To avoid this fee, please stay current on your CEUs and submit them on time. If a CEU extension is needed at the end of your renewal period, please contact AAPC to purchase your extension. CEUs earned after your due date will be limited to AAPC education. So a lot of these continuing education units can be earned directly with AAPC. If you don't want to go to these other websites and check out what they have to offer, or maybe your employer is not offering continuing education units, the American Hospital Association, the AHA coding clinics, right? There's a website, and if I remember, I will include it in the description box below. When you subscribe to the coding clinic, there is an opportunity for you to send in your fee in order to get a continuing education unit for completing their quizzes. So be sure to look at that website, and you can be able to look at those in order to earn continuing education units that way, okay? But keep in mind the fees for those, all right? Let's see. Oh, and it says, I have earned over the required number of CEUs. Does anything carry over? CEUs must be earned and submitted within your 2-year renewal period. Excess CEUs do not carry over to the next renewal period. CEUs earned within your renewal month can apply to either the current submission or to the next. Okay, so just keep that in mind in that little window right there. Let's see, what else does it say? There's the workshops, and this is how do I register for workshops? How do I get CEUs for the workshops that I attend? The workshops are worth up to 6 continuing education units. You will receive 4 for attending. You will receive 2 for completing the course post quiz. The index number will be provided to you at the actual workshop that will give you 4 CEUs when entering the CEU into the CEU tracker online. You may find that the certificate online, and you may find the certificate online and only submit it if you are chosen for the CEU verification. Okay. What else? Oh, they have webinars that have CEUs. How many CEUs is a webinar worth? Webinars are 1 to 2 CEUs per webinar. Depending on the time it takes to complete the CEU, you will receive CEUs upon completion of the post quiz. This quiz becomes immediately available after the live webinar. And when you attend your local chapter meetings, I believe that there are continuing education unit opportunities there where you can earn just by attending. So it depends on what the material is being presented and things like that. So be sure to check that out. But when you are earning continuing education units, make sure that you're not going willy-nilly and going off with something like for nurses or something like that. Make sure that it is approved with AAPC or a HEMA. If you're with the HEMA, you want to make sure that HEMA does accept AAPC continuing education units, so that is something to know. But make sure that it is approved for medical coders, so that way you know that you're not wasting your time or money with something that is for doctors or for nurses or something like that. So just make sure that not all continuing education units are created equally. So make sure that it is related to health information or the medical coding industry. So that way you are doing the right thing. But yes, I will leave this in the description box of this video. Maintaining your credential is not hard, all right? And a lot of the things that come out, the newer updates and things like that, when you're earning continuing education units by attending those classes, it is going to make you stronger. It's going to make you a stronger coder. It's going to make you a more knowledgeable coder. And that is always the goal, because when you are in this industry, the education doesn't stop. I mean, it doesn't. So we are constantly learning. Things are always being updated. There's new things coming out. And for example, when the pandemic hit, there was a lot of updates very quickly with the diagnosis codes and things like that. So we had to deal with that. And then we had to deal with different rules and things like that coming out. So there was lots of CEU opportunities then as well, when you're talking about updates that are immediate, so you don't always have to pay, because sometimes it's related to your workplace and they will provide them, but it really all depends. But you have to make sure, and you have to look and ask questions. Contact AAPC directly. From what I have been told, they have a wonderful call center, and they have a wonderful interaction with their people, and they're very helpful when you call them. So they like to have that little pop-up box on this website as well. I do like this about AAPC, is that they're very in your face. How can we help you? How can we help you? They're very eager to help the people. So your questions can be answered directly with them, and they're there to help you. That is their job, okay? Because they want you there, and they don't want you to just give up and throw your credential away. They want to keep you for many years because it's advantageous for them, right? To have their people happy and with them and asking questions. So that is why, I mean, this is like a free shout out to AAPC. But like I said, all the information is there. So I hope this was helpful. And let me see if I answered everything. And then, is there a particular website? Going directly to the association website, that's a start. Again, LinkedIn is a great resource for a lot of free continuing education units. And just check those things out. And if your employer is giving them to you, make sure that you're attending those classes and make sure you have your certificates. So that way, you'll have everything that you need. So I'm going to go ahead and wrap this one up. I hope you all have enjoyed this. Again, be sure to check the websites that you are looking at to make sure that it's everything that you need is there. Okay. And if you haven't had a chance to hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, because the like button really does help me, guys. I'm trying to get this information out, and I don't have a dog in this fight as far as like, oh, I want these people to go with this association or that association. I don't care. All right. I just want you guys to have really good information up front, solid, honest information. And that is what I do on my channel. So, like I said, if you can help me out, hitting that like button, subscribing if you haven't already, sharing this if it helped you, it may help somebody else. All right. So I'm going to wrap this one up. Have a great weekend, guys. And I will see y'all on Monday, 7:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. Bye.